For real this time, I'm Finn,
I'm Paige.
And I'm Olivia.
and today we are talking about...
Model UN.
Oh, how cute. Here we are.
Here we are.
Well, this is a first for my show, which it's weird because what I've called this so far is Finn and blank talk about blank because that's like what every episode title is, but that's kind of a cumbersome name. So I'm brainstorming ideas for like a shorter way to say that.
Okay.
But first for the show, two guests.
Wow. Yay.
You're trailblazers.
Yes, we are.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
But I'm trying to. So often we start off by kind of recounting how myself and the guest. I mean, how we met each other. So we have two people. So I met you at two different times. Paige, I'll start with you.
Okay.
Do you remember how we met?
I do. Spring quarter, my freshman year, 2 years ago,
Yeah.
in the last Western Civ class.
Mm-hmm.
And we were going over what we should include on the midterm. And somebody said, John Stuart Mill should not be on the midterm. He's just some white guy. He doesn't matter. And you spoke up and you said, John Stuart Mill actually does matter. And then you got in a little tiff with the professor, I think.
I wouldn't
Which is
call it a
valid.
tiff. But yeah, John Stuart Mill is absolutely an old white guy.
Oh,
This is
yeah,
true.
but political economy, come on.
But I like some of his philosophy, I suppose. Ahead of his time on women's rights.
Let's
But
go, John Stuart Mill.
so we kind of met, but
Yeah.
then we for real met when you joined Model UN.
Yes, yeah.
This year.
Mm-hmm. Fall
And
quarter.
And Olivia, we also met through Model UN.
Yeah. I remember like my first time at the Mall UN Club. I come in, there you all are. Remember your little introduction. I was like, maybe I'll join this club. And then
Maybe.
I would say like honestly like Portland or Seattle's when we got like closer and like we were in the same committee obviously.
Right.
So that's when we like really like met and got to know each other. And we had that wonderful car ride home from Portland where we talked about many different things.
Talked about a lot of different things, and we got we had donuts, and you were sat next to me and Connor, and you were in the middle.
Yes,
Oh,
for
And so
5 hours.
There was a lot of talking over you, which I regret.
No, it was funny.
But now we talk all the time without
course.
talking, me talking around you to talk to someone else.
Appreciate that.
I guess we can start with Model UN a little bit, and then maybe we can go into more detail later. But there's something. Well, I guess we should talk about what Model UN is.
Yeah.
Olivia, you've done Model UN since how old were you when you started?
I was 15, 16 when I started doing Mall UN, and now I'm 20. So,
Wow.
yeah, since 2019, end of 2019.
What is Model UN?
Honestly,
Like, to someone
it's
explain it to like a caveman
yeah, I want
that knows what the UN is, so you don't have to explain
of
what the
course.
UN is. But
yeah, and I want like if add anything that you're thinking of, but
Sure.
what I would explain it as it's a like real life simulation of United Nations procedures and committees. You represent a country in a certain body, whether that be the General Assembly or the Security Council, and you're basically advocating for your country's stance on whatever the committee's talking about. So, my first conference, I was Tanzania in the General Assembly, and I advocated for the, like, better marketing for drugs in, across the world. Like, it was about counterfeit drug trafficking. And so I advocate for, like, we need more inclusive marketing. We need more people to actually consult doctors about what kind of drugs they're taking. So, yeah, that's how I explain it to someone. I mean, you're kind of role-playing. It's kind of like acting, honestly. So, yeah. Anything to add?
No, I think she's got it down.
well, actually, what I'd love to hear from you is that so Olivia and I both have done Model UN since high school. I also got involved in Model UN in 2018, 2019. But and then correct me if I'm wrong, Paige, but you're new. This is your first year involved in Model UN.
Yes, it
You're
is.
new to the so what, and it's clear to me from conversations that we've had that you really really like it.
Yes.
So tell me about like what the experience getting involved in college was like, and what has drawn you to, oops, what has drawn you to like enjoy it so much.
Yeah. My experience was amazing, obviously, because I'm still here. I think the club was really, really welcoming. I mean, you kind of took me under your wing a little bit and really helped me out. You guys are all amazing, the whole board. I haven't really been involved in any clubs. I'm a political science major, and so meeting other people really interested in these political global issues was like the coolest thing ever. So I've found a real community in Model UN.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's a big thing is you through these conferences and through meeting folks both from your own university but also people from other universities is you find a real sense of community, which is
Totally.
great because what is the UN but fostering a global community?
Agreed, for sure.
But Olivia, you are the outreach officer for the Western International Affairs Association. And I'm going to give you a chance to do a little outreach here. Because
Oh,
there's an event coming up.
is there? Really?
Yes.
Well,
Tell us about it.
Western is bringing a United Nations simulation to its campus. We are doing a simulation of the Security Council, which for someone who doesn't know, it's the what I would think like the most like high stakes, interesting, interactive, like exciting committee there is at a Model United Nations conference, and we're basically simulating two Security Councils. So on May 18th, I believe, right, is the day. We are
Yes.
going to be
It's a Saturday.
yeah, we're going to be simulating two crises. One is in the Essequibo region of Guyana and Venezuela. It's kind of a dispute. And the other one is going to be a simulation of a refugee crisis on the U.S.-Mexico border. And Paige is actually on the board or the chairing the Essequibo region
Yep.
committee. So I'm really excited to see her in that role and be a part of that. But yeah, it's going to be a chance for someone who's never done MALUN to be a part of the most like fun committee in
Oh, yeah.
MALUN in the United Nations, I would say. So I'm really looking forward to it if anyone wants to join.
So I think people, have heard about to entice them to be interested in these topics. So I think people, have heard about kind of issues relating to the southern border, and I don't think we really need to go into any more explanation on that. But the Essequibo region, Guyana and Venezuela, do you all want to maybe give us a little bit more background on what this kind of political issue is and how it might be addressed in the simulation?
Yeah, so the Essequibo region is obviously a region in between Guyana and Venezuela. There's some conflict over who the territory belongs to, dates back to colonial times, 1700s, beginning of the 1800s, and recent discoveries of oil off the shore of Essequibo has had Venezuela kind of reigniting its claim over the territory, which since like 1899 has actually belonged to Guyana.
Right.
So
So Guyana controls it, but it's disputed. And I've read that there's, or at least a few months ago, there was threat of military action
yes,
over
right.
it by
Yep.
Venezuela.
Yep, Maduro actually ran a referendum asking Venezuelan citizens if they think that basically should this be ours and should we take it, and everyone voted yes apparently, and so that's kind of where our crisis begins and where delegates will begin collaborating, trying to find a solution.
And I'm assuming as, so this is being advertised for kind of the general university population, I guess, students. So I'm assuming there will be like it'll be made accessible for maybe folks that haven't been involved in Model UN. Like there will be kind of staff will be able to help people, and I just maybe someone tell me about, like, let's say someone is interested but they don't feel that they haven't been into a Model UN conference. They might be a little bit intimidated by all the rules and the kind of environment. How would you describe, like, how the conference is being?
Luckily, on our Canvas page, there's a ton of materials going over rules, procedures. We've written a 12-page background guide. We even kind of included some sentences for delegates to kind of get a jumping off point of, like, how their country would react. I think the best thing to remember is that no one else there is going to have done it before.
Sure.
It's everyone's first time. It's going to be really relaxed. I think we really want everyone to just have a good time and kind of get to know what Model UN is about, but without the commitment. I mean, It's just one day. It's not really high stakes. So I think it's an awesome opportunity. I'm glad that we're doing it.
Nice. So, I guess let's talk a little bit more about our experiences at Model UN conferences. So out of the conferences that Paige, we've been to, I guess only one conference.
Were you in Portland?
No.
Yeah, one conference.
Olivia, we've been to several. But out of the conferences that y'all have been to, I guess what has been the most fun committee that you've been involved in, or the most, I guess, like, country committee combination, and why was that?
You want to go first?
Sure. This is really difficult because
Right.
I've been to some exciting countries. I was a state under review twice in the HRC. I was in the Security Council last time, but I'm gonna go with Malta and the Security Council in New York this year, 2024, because it was really interesting being, like, a country that it's not a P5. It's not a country that has a lot of influence or, like, power or resources, but it is a country that advocates for diplomacy between all nations. And so it was really cool. Me and my partner Connor, who's vice president at MUN, we advocated for a lot of, like, neutral policies, but also just a lot of, like, where can we find common ground? And that was really great. And topic was situation Sudan, South Sudan. We didn't get to the second topic, but Malta played a role in basically creating the conversation about diplomacy and, like, getting P5s to sign on to resolutions that we could all agree on. And I mean, another really fun part of it was that obviously the delegates were super nice. We, like, got dinner, we made TikToks together after committee. It was really fun, but they were also super nice and cooperative, and we actually simulated a crisis in that committee as well, the Essequibo region. And I went from knowing nothing about Guyana and Venezuela to knowing pretty much everything. And so that was really interesting. And they, like, fabricated their own media, like tweets and YouTube videos. Like,
they being the conference.
Yes, like,
Right.
Edmund created their own content, news content about it. And that was really interesting to see. So yeah, that would be my choice. I'm curious to see what Paige says.
It's hard because I think the experiences that I grew the most weren't the most fun.
Well, see, here's the real test, Paige.
Yeah.
Because there are two conferences that you've been to, and one of them I was at, and the other one I was not at.
Right.
So I think this is kind of like a make or break moment for our friendship here.
I would say that my Seattle conference was the most fun. It was my first conference as well.
I'll allow it.
We were in committee together.
Yes, we were.
You were awesome when I kind of needed help because it was my first time and I didn't really know what to do. My second conference was great. I was Switzerland, and so I was really excited to just be really neutral because in Seattle I was Russia, and that's, like, the opposite.
That's your tag that you're wearing.
Yes,
You got your
I'm
name
wearing
tag.
my Switzerland name tag because I actually lost my Russia one, but
Which is who you were in Seattle.
which is who I was in
Yeah.
Seattle, right? That was interesting. It was my first conference, so I don't think that I did as much negotiation work as I should have.
Sure.
But it was really, really fun, and it was really easy to figure out who I should be working with and who I shouldn't. Switzerland was more complicated because I tried to remain really, really neutral. Some people didn't like that. Some people did. But yeah, so best learning experience was Portland. Funnest was Seattle.
So Olivia, as your object, you have a whole mess of name tags over there.
She's been a lot of countries.
I've been a few countries in Mollywood.
You're just showing off at this point.
Yeah, I
She
mean, one of
is.
them is a head delegate one, and two of them are from the same conference because I had to switch
That's
really
right.
quickly.
That's
so
right.
it doesn't really represent like all the conferences. It just represents. They're just the tags, you know. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
This is my object.
If I'm counting correctly, in college you've been to 5. 2 Seattles,
Yes.
2 Portlands, and then New York.
Yes.
How many did you go to in high school?
Depends on what you want to classify as a conference. I went to one in England. That was my first one. We are calling that a conference. One was just like a little summer one online. It was like a joke.
So during COVID?
Yeah, it was during COVID, but it wasn't like a conference. It was just kind of a club. But
Sure.
then I went to the Hague International Mall United Nations. It was online,
Wow.
unfortunately, but I was Libya in the International Security Committee. So I did 3 in high school and then 5 in college. Yeah.
She's a veteran.
What can I say?
And so in the Model UN spirit, we're dressed in business.
Yes,
business
of
casual
yes.
right
This is
now.
my classic all black suit outfit for a committee. So
It really does translate from like your day to day to your Model UN because you're also just all black.
yeah, it's
All the
easy
time.
to pick out an outfit. I like to keep continuity. So
No, I appreciate that.
yeah.
It's like you're like a cartoon character in a positive way.
Yay.
In a
Awesome.
100% positive way.
Thank you.
Like you have your aesthetic and you stick to it.
Yep. You always be able to pick me out of a crowd. Unless we're at like a metal concert, then maybe not so much.
I like the tan red combo
Thank you.
here.
It's for Malta.
There you go. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's right.
Red,
It's the
white,
Maltese
and
flag.
tan.
Maltese flag is red, white,
Yeah.
and tan.
So I was like, this is perfect for Malta.
And I kind of have like a gray.
I love it. We're all slaying, honestly,
Oh.
with the outfits.
Per usual,
Per
I do have to say.
What can I say? We're gonna switch gears a little bit because we're about halfway through, believe it or not,
Oh, okay.
and we're gonna talk about another shared interest that I know Olivia and I have, but that Paige we've also talked about,
We've talked about it.
and that's movies.
Yay.
I'm gonna let Paige go first because I know you got a lot to say. But Paige, do you have a favorite movie?
This
And
is
if
hard.
so, or why? What is it?
Oh gosh. The why is hard. Okay, so my first one would be Kill Bill. Specifically Kill Bill 1, but I also love Kill Bill 2.
We are in agreement so far. This is a very good choice.
It's awesome. It's extremely great cinematography. I mean, I love Uma Thurman a lot. Her character is just like amazing. And also I kind of grew up watching those movies, oddly enough.
Interesting.
So
Like how? What do you mean by growing up? Like how old were you when you watched?
I've already
Chris
said too much.
Tarantino?
I've already said too much. No, pretty young. Like, I think like I'd be like, close your eyes during like a lot of the
Like half of the movie.
yeah. But pretty young. I mean, I don't really remember a time where I didn't know about Kill Bill. But I had like really movie junkie parents. So
Yeah.
I have a second one.
Go ahead.
It's Donnie Darko.
Never seen it.
You haven't, have
have
you?
not.
I need to see it too.
Oh, it's
I want
so
to.
good. Young Jake Gyllenhaal. It's awesome. It's a very cryptic movie. It kind of centers on Halloween, which I love Halloween, and that's my birthday. So Donnie Darko is awesome.
Olivia,
Yeah.
what's your favorite movie?
Where do I even start? I mean, I'm gonna follow Paige's format. If we're talking about Tarantino, Inglourious Bastards, obviously, but just in general, I'm gonna say Rushmore, directed by Wes Anderson. I'm a huge Wes Anderson fan, and I feel like this is weird, but like that movie encapsulates everything about who I am. Like he did Mall UN. He was Russia, actually.
What? I didn't know that.
There's a little scene in the movie, and he's like, they're showing all the clubs he's part of, and he was Russia in Mall UN, and that's part of the reason why I like it. Is that
a character in the movie.
yeah.
Oh,
I
okay,
thought it
you
was
were
Wes
talking- I thought you were
Anderson.
talking
Okay.
about Wes Anderson.
Oh, sorry.
And I
Yeah.
was like, wow.
Yeah.
What a like a well-rounded fellow.
Yeah, he is pretty well rounded, I would say. But yeah,
Oh.
the character in the movie, the main character, he's part of a ton of different clubs, and I was too. And just like the whole plot is so quirky and fun. And yeah, I would say that's my favorite movie right now. I think if you had asked me at a different time, it would have been a different movie, but that's what I'm going to say for now.
When's the first time you watched a Wes Anderson movie? Because I know you're a huge Wes Anderson head.
Yeah, this is going to be crazy, but it wasn't until this summer.
Like summer of
wow.
2023?
Yes.
Wow, so you were hooked.
Yeah, and like I will say I did watch like what was it? I watched like clippets of like Moonrise Kingdom and Fantastic Mr. Fox.
So you
Grand
got a little
Budapest.
taste.
Yeah, I got a little taste, but I never like got really into it until I watched Rushmore. And I don't know what I think Asteroid City got me to watch Rushmore because I really liked Asteroid City, and then I was like, okay, I need to watch all the Wes Anderson films, and now I'm just like a enthusiast of Wes Anderson. So yeah, it was like this summer, pretty much.
Have you watched any Wes Anderson?
No. Well, you were naming them off, and I'm like, I've never seen a single one. But I know he's got like a lot of movies. He's a pretty prolific director.
Grand Budapest Hotel?
No.
That one, I like that one quite a bit. I have seen, I say I like that one. I've only seen two. I've seen
ones?
Asteroid City and the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Wow.
And I really like the Grand Budapest Hotel. Asteroid City is okay.
That's fair.
But I also have only seen it one time.
Yeah.
And I think when I saw it, I was expecting more of it than what I got, not necessarily in a bad way. And so I think I want to just watch it again and then maybe have a fully rounded opinion.
Absolutely. I mean, it's not one of my favorites. It's like top 4, but it's pretty
Sure.
good.
What are the top 4 Wes Anderson movies?
Yeah, let's.
Rushmore is number 1.
Mhm.
Number 2 is Darjeeling Limited. And number 3, Moonrise Kingdom. Number 4, Asteroid City.
So the Grand Budapest Hotel is not even in the top 4?
I don't like Grand Budapest Hotel. Like, I know that's crazy. I don't like. They're not. Grand Budapest Hotel and Fantastic Mr. Fox are not two of my favorites. They're like near the bottom. And it's not because they're bad, it's just because I don't like them that much. So, yeah, it always shocks people. But I think it's a good movie, like, objectively speaking. So, yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's like I share that opinion with like I'm generally a fan of Tarantino, but like The Hateful Eight, I think is a good movie on a technical and writing level. Just not really into it.
Yeah.
Doesn't hook me. So that happens. I think there's a difference between movies that we get a lot of enjoyment out of and movies that we can recognize are this is high
yeah.
quality media that a lot of effort and like skill is put into this, but it's just like not for me.
Yeah.
And I
Definitely.
think recognizing that when looking at media like movies is super important.
No, definitely. Like, they're different categories. Sometimes they have merit because of your sentimentalness
Yeah.
or whatever. Sometimes they are just, like, good movie, you
Yeah.
know? So, yeah, I totally understand that.
Like, I get a lot of enjoyment out of watching the movie Independence Day. I also don't think Independence Day is a very good movie, personally, but it's so fun.
I'm sorry I have to bring this up, but Spy Kids. Me and Finn have been
Oh, no.
kind of battling about this.
Oh, no.
Because
Yeah.
both of you review movies, right? What is this called?
So it's a website called Letterboxd,
Letterboxd.
and
Yes.
I have. So I will say one thing. I have to go through my movies on there because I went through like a year and a half ago. I went through and I put a rating for every movie I've ever seen. As far as I know, maybe there's one or two that I missed, but every movie that I can remember seeing, and I've re-looked at those scores, and I don't agree with some of them now, so I need to go adjust. But I will defend myself. Spy Kids 3, Game Over, is a very enjoyable movie that I don't think is very good.
I will disagree with you on that. It was ahead of its time. It has so many like really amazing like
It does have Frodo.
values.
It has Frodo. Frodo
Yes,
Baggins
it does.
is in the movie.
Elijah Wood.
Is this like nope, never mind. Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
Same director.
Same director.
But not the same movie?
Not the same
Okay,
universe.
okay.
Yes, different universe.
Different universe.
They're kids that are spies. Hence the name.
Does Shark Boy and Lava Girl also ever get into like stuck in a video game?
No, that's
it
just Spy
it
Kids?
visually looks a lot similar.
Okay,
Definitely.
okay,
In
okay.
the Spy Kids 3, they get stuck in a video game. Though, I'll say one more thing, and then we're gonna move to the last question. Spy Kids 2 has one of the hardest lines delivered by any
Oh yes.
like in any movie. It's by Steve Buscemi is in the movie.
Yes.
Okay.
And his line in the movie, I'm gonna not give context, so it's funnier.
yes.
He says, "Do you think God stays up in heaven because he too is afraid of what he created?"
Wow.
Speaks
Dude,
for itself.
that's in Spy Kids 2, The Island of Lost Dreams. That's in a Spy Kids movie. Anyway, whatever. That's crazy.
That's
I like Steve Buscemi. He's a good actor.
I'll defend Spy
I
Kids
also
trilogy
do.
with my life. So
We need more people like that in the world. I as much as we have our disagreements, I think that's important.
yeah, diplomacy.
Yeah. We're gonna move on to our last question. And this can be about anything that we've talked about. It could be about Model UN, or it can just be something about the world, international affairs, or movies, or just whatever, or something from your personal life. But I always like to ask people, what are you looking forward to in the future? Again, whether that's something we've talked about or something personally, to kind of leave us off on like a positive note and a hopeful note. What are y'all looking forward to? Paige, we'll start with you.
okay. I'm looking forward to growing academically, specifically through Model UN, because it'll do that. I'm really excited to do more conferences, especially after I finish this crisis committee. I think that'll help me a lot. I'm looking forward to winning more awards, which I didn't get to share because that was the item I brought.
Show it right now. Sorry, that is so my bad. Paige has an item. What
This
do
is
you
my
have?
item. I won a position paper award for my representation of Switzerland. It was a rough conference for me at certain points, so this was amazing. This gives me confidence every day. Every day I wake up and remember I got this. So.
That's awesome. So what? Tell us more about what the award is for.
Oh, okay.
How do they adjudicate it? What does it mean to have gotten that award?
Yeah, so before you go to a conference, when you're preparing and researching your country, you write a position paper. It's a 6-paragraph, 2-page paper. Basically, how does your country feel about the topic? Because you will be given specific topics at a conference. How does your country feel about the topic? What have they done in the past about the topic? And what do they propose to move forward for solving the issue? I know delegates will be writing a reformed version of this for our crisis committee. So, and there will be awards as well. So if you want to feel amazing like me and get an award, you should do the crisis committee, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's
Not
really
that that's the only reason you should do the committee or anything. And like
No, but it
awards
helps.
are arbitrary as well, so like it's fine. But like
helps.
I like mine.
Thank you for sharing.
You're
Sorry, I
welcome.
forgot about that.
That is okay. I just like it's been on my lap this whole time, so I felt like it'd be weird if it never got shown.
No, you gotta flex it.
Flexed.
Olivia, what are you looking forward to?
I'm just like looking forward to continuing to enjoy life at, where I'm at, I have the bestest friends I could ever have, and I'm surrounded by the best people I could ever meet, including you guys. And, Model UN is such an enriching activity. I love being a part of it, and I graduate next year, and I'm looking forward to continuing my passion for life and learning, which is such a broad statement, but it's true. I'm just looking forward to all the little things that are going to come in my life that I'm really going to enjoy. So, yeah.
Sweet.
What are you looking forward to,
Yes,
Finn?
Oh my
Finn.
gosh. What am I looking forward to? Oh, the camera's on me now. Oh, this is... You put me in this situation. I'm looking forward, well, in the short term to continuing to have these conversations and do the show. But I'm broadly looking forward to becoming more engaged in my local community.
I love that.
I'm really looking forward to. I want to. It's funny because I've lived in Bellingham my whole life, but I want to explore more of Bellingham this summer and kind of get out more. And I want to meet more, people from diverse backgrounds and interests that I can learn more from.
That's
Keep
awesome.
That's amazing.
Well, I think that about wraps it up, unless either of you have anything left to add.
Join IAA.
Yeah.
Participate in Model UN because you will never be the same for the better.
Sweet. Well, thank you all for watching, and Paige and Olivia, thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
on. I think it's episode
4.
5.
5.
I did another one yesterday. Recorded
Oh,
one
okay.
yesterday.
Okay.
So, wow.
Thank you
Thank
for having
you.
us. This
Thank
has
you.
been a lot of fun.
Yes.
Join Model UN. Do the crisis committee. They've worked really hard on it,
Get an
and
award.
that's a really fun and engaging experience, even if you're not involved in Model UN or political science before. So, yeah. All right. Bye-bye.